In this video, we're talking about making commitments. So if you have commitment issues, you definitely need to watch this video. We're talking about scheduling. In the past few videos in this series, I've talked about what is productivity, how to define the 20% of the things that give you 80% of your results, what to do with the other stuff I have to do that aren't my MITs. And in this video, we're going to answer the $10,000 question. How do you get it all done? So, how do you get your most important items done, as well as know where to put some of that OSTD, that other stuff I have to do? So, the first thing that happens every day when I wake up is I do a brain dump. And in that brain dump, my job is to clear my brain, clear my head, but define my most important tasks for the day if they're not already defined. Then I go to my schedule and I place those two MITs on my schedule. That's right, I make a commitment to do those tasks at a given time, a specific time. So if I have item number one, MIT number one, and I look at my schedule and I have open from 9 to 10:30, it'll say MIT number one, or it might say the specific piece of a project I'm working on. Design workbook for ABC client. Do PowerPoint for XYZ client. And then the block of time will vary depending on, well, what's available, but also how much I need. Well, answer the question of how long can you work or should you work on an MIT? Once it's on the schedule, then I just follow my schedule. The schedule's like a GPS system. It's guiding us turn by turn throughout our day. Starts off in the morning, it tells me what to do at this time, who to call, who to Zoom, who to log into Teams with. And then coming out of that, guess what? I look at the schedule and see what's next. Once I finish the next item, you guessed it, I look at the schedule and I see what's next. If you have reminders or notifications for these sort of things, well, you're ahead of the game because you're getting prompts probably 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes even before the next event is scheduled to start. This is perfect. Now, I would like to address some frequently asked questions about making commitments and putting things on our schedule. Question number one, how proactive do I have to be to make this system work? You don't have to be very proactive at all. So if you like flying by the seat of your pants, you could do a brain dump at 8 o'clock, and as soon as you're done with that brain dump, go over to your schedule and put your two most important tasks on it right then and there. I mentioned a moment ago that sometimes my most important tasks are already put on my schedule so that I can meet deadlines and make commitments happen. This happens a lot when I'm prepping for seminars and webinars. We know when we have to get the client the workbook in advance of the seminar or webinar. We know when the PowerPoint needs to be done so that my team can have time to proof and edit it. So those things a lot of times are already placed on the schedule, sometimes weeks, maybe even months in advance. So this system suits those of you that, well, like to fly a little loose, wild, and free every now and then, and you can put things on in the moment. You got to realize, though, that with that sort of freedom, autonomy, agency, that does come with a price. You may not be able to schedule your most important tasks exactly when you would like to do them. And you also may have a problem with the amount of available time in your schedule. The more proactive you are by putting things on your schedule, the more luxury of picking and choosing you're going to have, as well as being able to put things in your prime time spots. I like to do my creative work first thing in the morning. I like to do more transactional calls, types of meetings and events like that, especially with small groups in the afternoon. Next question, Do I have to schedule everything? No, not everything. I have some clients that are very successful with my system that schedule meetings, of course, so they don't miss them and can send out meeting invites, but then only schedule the 2 most important tasks for the day. They don't put anything else on the schedule. No other stuff to do, no calls, no batching, just events that they need to be at or be on, and the 2 most important tasks of the day. This leaves them some blocks of time, not every day, some blocks of time to have some wiggle room to move things around or to handle a urgent matter, or something comes in and someone's asked them to, can you handle this? Can you take care of this? Do you have time? Well, some days, if they have the availability, they can say yes to those requests. Next up, what's the difference between time blocking and scheduling? Well, time blocking is taking an item like an MIT or a piece of project work and blocking out time to do it. So for example, it might be that you have to research something, then sift through the research, then make an outline of all that research, and then take that research that you made an outline of, and well, you get the idea, do a lot of things with it. This might mean that you time block over a week all of those separate events. Time for researching, time for sifting through the research, think time, time for planning, then time for design and layout and formatting and editing and proofing. Those might be sprinkled all across a week. So, no, you don't have to schedule everything. I would look at it as, what type of personality do you have? I have a very rote and routine personality, so it does suit me to schedule, everything. Everything is pretty much scheduled, or blocks of time are given to even rote and routine tasks. Next question. How long, how long can a block of time be? How long can I work on a piece of important work like an MIT, a most important task? Well, that answer, we do have an answer, but it's somewhat varied. And let me explain. It could be as short as 45 minutes or as lengthy as 90 minutes, depending on your chronotype, when's your prime time, what time of day is it that you're working on this task. Is it work that you like to do? Is it work that you're good at? Are you familiar with these things? And again, I'll give you an example of how I do it. I mentioned I like to do creative work first thing in the morning. So I am also good, comfortable, familiar that that creative work is in my wheelhouse. So in the morning, doing creative work, I can work on something for 90 minutes straight through. After about 90 minutes, though, I do need a break. I start to make mistakes, start to get a little frustrated, and also just, my head has been into it, as you would say, for quite some time, so a break is in order. If I'm doing creative work in the afternoon because of commitments and the way my schedule just kind of shakes out, I'll go 45 to 50 minutes and take a 10-minute break and then come back and do some more. Yeah, that's the magic of it. You can work, if you're familiar with the work, good at it, it's a prime time part of the day for you, you can work up to 90 minutes according to the research done by Cal Newport when he wrote the book Deep Work. You can do that for 90 minutes and take a 10-15 minute break and come back and do another block of deep work. It just depends on the type of work you're doing and if it suits you and if it's in your prime time. I'll give you another example of when I'm doing any kind of accounting or bookkeeping, kind of reconciling all of my receipts over a given period of time. I will do that for no more than 45 minutes and take a 10-minute break, and usually have to come back and do another 30 or 45 minutes of it. It's work that I don't like to do, I'm not necessarily good at it, so short periods of time, work time, punctuated by short breaks, I can get it done with pretty good accuracy. So be thinking about, what's your style? Is your style to be very proactive and plot your scheduled events out, your MITs out? Or are you more of a fly by the seat of your pants type of person? Either one's okay. But if you're a fly by the seat of your pants type of person, you'll probably want to do a brain dump and then look at your schedule and see what's available. But you can see the pattern here. No matter if we're very proactive and plotting things out ahead to claim the space and time that we want, or we're just randomly kind of doing a brain dump and seeing what time's available and then making a commitment, either way, we are making a commitment to getting those most important items, the deep work that needs to be done on those items done in a given period of time. So folks, go out there, get after it, take care of yourself so you can take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.